This video will demonstrate an EMBonds volume matching auction. Such auctions will occur periodically throughout the day and will be started by an EMBonds operator. When an auction begins, users will receive an alert. Each auction is specified with a single security and a price at which matches can happen. Throughout the auction, users can add an interest at that price, specifying whether they want to buy or sell and the size. If another user then enters an opposing interest, this will create a match. Note that to be invited to a given auction, similar to being open to receiving RFQs on the platform, you must either have an interest, an existing order, or indication in that security. Now looking at the auction screen itself, we can see the following aspects. Firstly, we can see the bond, its name and its ISIN. In the center, we see the price or yield that the auction is set for. Any interests added and any resulting matches that take place will be at this price. In the top left, we see a countdown of the remaining time in the auction, and we also see the settlement offset. Below, there are the entry box and buttons for adding interests. So at the top right, we have the auction round lot size. Any interest added must be a multiple of this round lot size, and as a result, any match will also be. At the bottom, you can see the total amount that you have bought or sold so far in the auction. As a simple example of an auction and the mechanics involved in matching, consider the following. Let's say there are 3 users in the auction, user A, B and C. Now the auction begins and user A adds a buy interest for 10 million. Then user B adds a buy interest as well, also for 10 million. If subsequently user C comes along and adds a sell interest for 15 million, this will match 10 million with user A and 5 million with user B, straight away as soon as it's added. User B will still have a remaining 5 million buy interest, and if another user comes along and adds a sell interest, that would create a match. As you can see, adding an interest will get put into a queue below existing interests on that particular side. As an auction participant, I am alerted of certain activity going on. For example, if someone adds an interest, it will be displayed to me that a live interest exists. It won't say what side the interest is, whether buy or sell, and it won't say what size it is. All it shows is that there is one. And this would naturally apply if I myself had an interest. Everyone else would be alerted to this too. Additionally, if a match has taken place in the auction, this will be displayed. I'll know that a match has taken place at the specified price. For the remainder of the auction, it will continue to display that a match has taken place. It won't change if someone enters an additional interest or anything like that. It will continue to say that matching has occurred. Adding an interest is simple. I first want to decide if I'm a buyer or a seller at the specified price. If I'm a buyer, I'll add my interest on the left-hand side of the screen. If I'm a seller, I'll add it on the right-hand side. To add an interest, I first specify the size. I can do this either by typing my size into the input box or using the plus button to add increments of the round lot size. Recall that only an interest which is a multiple of the round lot size can be submitted. Having typed it in or got to my desired size, I press submit and I now have my interest in the auction, and this will join the queue or create a match accordingly. Once I have an interest, if I want to, I can amend it or cancel it. Amending its size up or down and then clicking submit will change the size. Note, if I increase my interest, the additional amount will join the end of the queue, but my original amount will stay where it was. Cancelling your interest will get rid of your interest. Interests themselves can be matched in parts or in full. But, given the entry restriction, any match will always be a multiple of the auction round lot size. If I have a 10 million interest and someone enters a 5 million interest, I'll match 5 million with 5 million remaining. Even once my interest is matched in full, there's nothing stopping me adding another interest afterwards. At the end of the auction, the results are shown. My total bought or sold amount, and it will also show how much is matched in the auction in total. Note, there may be multiple auctions going on at once in different bonds. All auction matches are post-match anonymous. Identities will not be disclosed of the other side of the trade. In terms of fees, like other matches on the platform, the fee will get baked into the price at which you settle with our central clearing broker. Both sides of an auction match will pay a fee. The seller will sell slightly lower than the auction price, the buyer will buy slightly higher when settling. Details of the relevant levels of the fee are shown in the bond info section of the platform. Thank you for watching this video on EMBonds auctions. If you have any further questions, please contact your EMBonds sales representative.